In today's digital age, it is disheartening to witness the ease with which we dehumanize one another. The internet has become a breeding ground for hostility and animosity, where disagreements quickly escalate into a barrage of obscenities and unfounded accusations. The consequences of such behavior are often overlooked, as people fail to consider the profound impact their words can have on others. As I navigate through the vast expanse of online interactions, I am struck by the lack of genuine engagement and understanding. It seems that instead of engaging in meaningful dialogue, many individuals choose to hurl insults and derogatory remarks without any regard for the consequences. It is disheartening to see how easily we label and debase one another, without taking a moment to reflect on the potential harm caused. In my own experiences, I have encountered countless instances where attempts at open-hearted and open-minded conversations have been met with silence or empty responses. It is disheartening to witness the unwillingness of some to engage in thoughtful discussion or provide valid reasoning for their actions. However, I also admire those who have the humility to admit their ignorance and take a step back to reflect on their words. It is through introspection and self-awareness that we can hope to break free from the cycle of dehumanization. The question that lingers in my mind is, why has it become so effortless for us to debase and dehumanize one another? Is it the anonymity provided by the internet that emboldens people to unleash their innermost vitriol? Or is it a reflection of a deeper societal issue, where empathy and understanding have taken a back seat to anger and division? While I may not possess a comprehensive answer to this complex question, I believe it is crucial to explore how we can engage in conversations that uplift and humanize one another. It starts with a conscious effort to listen and understand, rather than immediately resorting to insults and name-calling. We must recognize that our words hold immense power and can shape the way others perceive us and themselves. To truly converse with others without dehumanizing them, we must cultivate empathy and compassion. It requires us to set aside our preconceived notions and biases, and approach every interaction with an open heart and mind. By seeking to understand rather than to attack, we can bridge the gaps that divide us and foster a sense of unity and respect. Furthermore, we must be mindful of the potential consequences that come with our words. Calling someone derogatory names or spreading baseless accusations can have far-reaching effects, both personally and professionally. It can lead to reputational damage, strained relationships, and even job loss. We must remember that our actions have consequences, and it is our responsibility to use our words wisely. The culture wars. The culture wars have undoubtedly brought forth important issues and sparked necessary conversations. Movements like Black Lives Matter, the fight for LGBTQ rights, the Me Too movement, and the ongoing battle against COVID-19 have shed light on social injustices and systemic problems that need to be addressed. However, in the midst of these cultural moments, it sometimes feels like things have gone overboard. Rather than fostering an environment of open exploration and collective growth, many people have resorted to an authoritarian approach. If one is unsure about new ideas or doesn't agree with certain claims made by individuals within these movements, they are often labeled as anti-racist, or even an abuser. Instead of encouraging dialogue and understanding, a divisive mentality has taken hold, where accepting alternative perspectives is seen as deplorable. During the COVID-19 pandemic, world leaders too easily associated dissenting voices with derogatory terms such as racist, misogynistic, and even murderers. However, it is important to recognize that many of those questioning the mainstream narrative are not driven by hate or extremism. They are simply seeking a space for discussion and critical thinking. Unfortunately, as separation and a lack of connection grow in our hearts, dehumanization becomes easier. We begin to define individuals solely by their opinions, without truly understanding the complexity of their being or the evolution of their thoughts. This dehumanization opens the door for the normalization of saying terrible things to people, ultimately creating a dangerous permission space for even worse actions to occur. Consider the scenario where people lose their jobs, livelihoods, and homes simply because they choose not to get vaccinated. While some may argue for the necessity of such measures, it is crucial to acknowledge the potential blowback that could arise from such choices. Constant conflict and fighting would likely ensue, and the destruction of livelihoods within a community would have ripple effects on society as a whole. Poverty often leads to increased crime rates and places a burden on our systems. It is essential to recognize the long-term consequences of our choices and how they impact us collectively. Unfortunately, many of us struggle to see the interconnectedness of our beliefs and ideas. We have become accustomed to a culture of short-sightedness, where we focus solely on the immediate moment and our own opinions. We have lost sight of the fact that we are integral parts of an ecosystem, not just individuals in a system driven by ego. This shift in perspective has led to the dehumanization of others and a lack of consideration for the larger ecosystem in which we exist. In the online world, the situation is even more complex. The fast-paced nature of online interactions, coupled with a culture of dehumanization and disconnection, makes it easier to project negative labels onto individuals without truly listening to their perspectives. While face-to-face interactions often allow for a deeper understanding and connection, the online realm can distort perceptions and hinder genuine dialogue. It is also worth noting that the nervous system, trauma, and stress play a significant role in how we respond during stressful moments. However, for the purpose of this discussion, we will set aside this important aspect for now. In conclusion, the culture wars have brought important issues to the forefront, but it is crucial to approach these discussions with empathy, understanding, and a commitment to collective growth. By recognizing the humanity in each individual and acknowledging the interconnectedness of our beliefs and actions, we can foster a culture of dialogue, compassion, and positive change. Consequences of dehumanization. The consequences of dehumanization are profound and wide-ranging, affecting various aspects of society. When individuals or groups are subjected to dehumanization, they are devalued and treated as inferior beings, which can have devastating effects on both the targets and the perpetrators. One of the most alarming consequences of dehumanization is the facilitation of exclusion and marginalization. When people are dehumanized, they are seen as less deserving of respect, empathy, and basic human rights. This can lead to their exclusion from social, political, and economic opportunities, perpetuating inequality and reinforcing existing power structures. Furthermore, dehumanization can also fuel violence and aggression towards the devalued individuals or groups. When people are stripped of their humanity, it becomes easier to justify acts of violence against them. This can manifest in various forms, ranging from verbal abuse and harassment to physical assault and even genocide. History has shown us countless examples of how dehumanization has paved the way for mass atrocities and human rights abuses. Not only does dehumanization harm the targets, but it also has detrimental effects on the perpetrators themselves. By devaluing and dehumanizing others, individuals distance themselves from the shared humanity that connects us all. This can lead to a loss of empathy and compassion, creating a toxic and hostile environment where violence and discrimination thrive. In essence, dehumanization degrades not only the targets but also the moral fabric of society as a whole. Moreover, dehumanization hinders empathetic responses and prevents meaningful connections from forming. When individuals or groups are dehumanized, their individuality is ignored, and they are reduced to mere stereotypes or objects. This prevents others from seeing them as complex individuals with their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. As a result, empathy and understanding are hindered, further perpetuating divisions and reinforcing harmful biases. Conflict and violence. Conflict and violence are two pervasive issues that have plagued societies throughout history. The consequences of these phenomena are far-reaching and can have detrimental effects on individuals and communities. However, it is in the context of conflict and violence that the true extent of dehumanization becomes apparent. When groups of people are dehumanized, they are stripped of their inherent worth and dignity. They are seen as less than human, which opens the door for exclusion, aggression, and even large-scale atrocities. The dehumanization of others allows individuals to justify their harmful actions and perpetuate a cycle of violence. Research has shown that strong societal structures and institutions can play a crucial role in mitigating the risk of such outcomes. By providing safeguards and conflict resolution systems, these structures create an environment that discourages destructive behaviors. They promote dialogue, understanding, and empathy, which are essential in preventing conflicts from escalating into violence. However, it is not only the formal institutions that have an impact on conflict and violence. The platforms that mediate public and private communication also play a significant role. In today's digital age, where information spreads rapidly and widely, responsible communication practices are more important than ever. Social media, for example, has the power to either exacerbate or mitigate conflict. It can be a tool for spreading hate speech, inciting violence, and further dehumanizing already marginalized groups. On the other hand, it can also be a platform for promoting peace, understanding, and reconciliation. It all depends on how it is used. Responsible communication practices involve being mindful of the impact our words and actions can have on others. It means promoting empathy, respect, and understanding, even in the face of disagreement. It means using our voices to uplift and inspire, rather than to tear down and divide. Intergroup and intragroup effects. Dehumanization is a deeply troubling phenomenon that has profound effects on intergroup relations. It is a process that reduces individuals or groups to subhuman status, denying them their basic humanity and treating them as mere objects or animals. This dehumanization can have devastating consequences, often exacerbating conflicts and leading to extreme actions such as genocide. Throughout history, there have been numerous examples of dehumanization in intergroup relations. One of the most chilling examples is the Nazi comparison of Jews to vermin during World War II. This degrading portrayal not only justified the horrific treatment of Jews, but also served as a powerful tool for rallying support for the Nazi regime. Similarly, during the Rwandan genocide, the Tutsis were dehumanized and likened to cockroaches, which played a significant role in fueling the violence and mass killings. It is important to note that dehumanization can manifest in both blatant and subtle ways. While the examples mentioned above are overt forms of dehumanization, there are also more nuanced forms, such as infrahumanization. In infrahumanization, outgroups are denied uniquely human characteristics or emotions, further reinforcing the perception of their inferiority. This subtle form of dehumanization can be equally damaging, as it perpetuates stereotypes and perpetuates intergroup divisions. Furthermore, the perception of an individual or group as holding a dual identity can have complex intergroup effects. Research on cross-categorization suggests that when individuals share some social identities but not others, it can lead to more positive attitudes compared to having a double outgroup identity. However, even in these cases, the attitudes are still less favorable than having a double in-group identity. This finding highlights the intricate nature of intergroup interactions and the potential for both conflict and cooperation depending on the perceived identities involved. Understanding the dynamics of intergroup relations is crucial for promoting peace and harmony in society. Dehumanization is a destructive force that must be recognized and addressed. By acknowledging the humanity and dignity of all individuals, regardless of their group affiliations, we can work towards building a more inclusive and compassionate world. In conclusion, dehumanization is a critical factor in intergroup relations, with far-reaching consequences. It is essential to recognize and challenge dehumanizing beliefs and behaviors in order to foster understanding and cooperation between different groups. By promoting empathy, respect, and recognition of shared humanity, we can strive towards a more harmonious and inclusive society. Psychological and social impacts. Dehumanization is a deeply disturbing phenomenon that can have profound psychological and social impacts on individuals. When people are dehumanized, they are stripped of their humanity and treated as objects or subhuman beings. This degrading treatment can have devastating effects on their mental and emotional well-being. One of the most significant impacts of dehumanization is the sense of exclusion it creates. When individuals are dehumanized, they are made to feel like outsiders, like they don't belong. This can lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and even depression. It can also erode their sense of self-worth and self-esteem, as they are constantly reminded that they are seen as less than human. Furthermore, dehumanization reduces the moral concern that one group might have for another. When people are dehumanized, they are seen as less deserving of empathy and compassion. This can lead to a lack of empathy and understanding between different groups, which in turn can fuel prejudice, discrimination, and even violence. When one group sees another as less than human, it becomes easier to justify mistreatment and harm. In medical contexts, dehumanizing practices can also occur as coping mechanisms for healthcare providers dealing with end-of-life care. Facing the reality of death and the suffering of patients can be incredibly challenging, and some healthcare providers may resort to dehumanizing practices as a way to detach themselves emotionally. For example, they may de-individuate patients, treating them as a collective rather than as individuals with unique needs and desires. They may also reduce empathy, distancing themselves from the emotional pain of their patients. However, these dehumanizing practices in healthcare can have detrimental effects on patient agency and well-being. When patients are de-individuated and treated as a collective, their autonomy and sense of control over their own lives can be compromised. They may feel like passive recipients of care rather than active participants in their own healthcare decisions. This can lead to a sense of powerlessness and frustration, which can further exacerbate their mental and emotional distress. Moreover, dehumanizing practices in healthcare can also lead to moral disengagement. When healthcare providers distance themselves emotionally from their patients, they may become less sensitive to their needs and less motivated to provide the best possible care. This can result in a decline in the quality of care and a breach of ethical standards. It is crucial for healthcare professionals to strike a delicate balance between professional detachment and humane treatment, ensuring that patients are treated with dignity, respect, and empathy. In conclusion, dehumanization has far-reaching psychological and social impacts. It creates feelings of exclusion, reduces moral concern between groups, and can escalate to systematic violence. In medical contexts, dehumanizing practices can occur as coping mechanisms for healthcare providers, but they can also impair patient agency and lead to moral disengagement. It is essential for society to recognize the destructive consequences of dehumanization and strive for a more compassionate and empathetic approach towards one another. How I choose to listen. Throughout my life, I have always possessed an insatiable curiosity and a deep love for connecting with others. This innate desire has led me on countless adventures, particularly during my late teens and early 20s when I embarked on a journey across North America. It was during this time that I had the privilege of meeting random individuals from all walks of life, and I can confidently say that some of my most cherished memories were forged during those encounters. As I traversed the vast landscapes and vibrant cities, I found myself engaging in heartfelt conversations and sharing meals with people I had just met. Their homes became my temporary sanctuaries, and within those walls, I experienced a profound sense of connection. I firmly believed that every person I encountered had something valuable to teach me, and I yearned to delve deep into their hearts and minds. What struck me the most was the unwavering curiosity and open-mindedness that I possessed. I approached each interaction with an eagerness to learn and understand, even when our opinions and perspectives diverged. Instead of shying away from disagreement, I welcomed it as an opportunity to broaden my horizons and gain a deeper understanding of the human experience. Remarkably, throughout these encounters, I never once experienced negativity or animosity towards those with whom I disagreed. On the contrary, each meeting concluded with warm embraces and a profound sense of camaraderie. It was a testament to the power of genuine listening and the transformative effect it has on human connections. Reflecting upon these experiences, I have come to realize that the art of listening goes beyond mere passive reception of words. It requires a genuine willingness to engage with others, to embrace their unique perspectives, and to seek understanding even in the face of disagreement. Listening becomes a transformative act that bridges divides and fosters empathy and compassion. These invaluable lessons I learned during my travels have become the foundation of workshops and courses that I have conducted in the past, and will continue to offer in the future. Through these platforms, I aim to inspire individuals to cultivate the art of listening in their own lives, to embark on their own journeys of connection and understanding. I am present in my body with an open heart and mind. I am fully present in my body, with an open heart and a curious mind. This state of being has become second nature to me, almost like an automatic response. I strive to be fully present in every interaction, whether it's with someone or when I'm engrossed in reading something. While I may not be perfect in this endeavor, I approach it with a willingness to learn and grow, constantly practicing and honing this skill. Being present allows me to truly understand others and their perspectives. I keep my mind and heart open, always receptive to new ideas and willing to challenge my own beliefs. I acknowledge that my ideas may be flawed or incomplete, and I embrace the opportunity to expand my understanding. This openness and receptiveness create a field of connection, inviting others to engage in meaningful conversations beyond mere debates or arguments. In this safe space, love and respect for one another serve as the foundation. By being fully present, I am also able to recognize and navigate my own emotions. I understand that my emotions, just like anyone else's, are valid and important. However, I am aware that they can sometimes cloud my perception and hinder my ability to truly see and understand others. This self-awareness allows me to separate my emotions from the situation at hand, enabling me to approach it with clarity and empathy. The concept of presence is complex and multifaceted, and there is much more to explore and understand. However, for now, I embrace the beauty and power of being fully present. It allows me to forge deeper connections, expand my horizons, and foster understanding and compassion. I am committed to cultivating this presence within myself, and I encourage others to embark on this journey as well. Let us be present, with open hearts and minds, and create a world where understanding and love prevail. I sense what they say and how they feel. I clarify with them if needed. This means I avoid projecting and assuming. I sense what they say and how they feel. I clarify with them if needed. This means I avoid projecting and assuming. By sensing, I don't just hear/read a word and take it purely literally. I make space for their intention and a more whole picture of their perspective. It's about going beyond the surface level and truly understanding the deeper meaning behind their words. It's about being attuned to their emotions and empathizing with their experiences. When I engage in a conversation, I am fully present and attentive. I don't simply wait for my turn to speak, but instead, I actively listen to what the other person is saying. I give them the space and time they need to express themselves fully, without interrupting or cutting them off. This allows me to truly hear them, sentence after sentence, and to grasp the essence of their ideas without prematurely judging or dismissing them. In debates, it is common to see a combative behavior where the goal is to destroy the other person and win at all costs. However, I approach discussions with a different mindset. I seek to understand, to find common ground, and to foster connection. I am not interested in tearing down someone's argument based on a single word they said. Instead, I strive to see the bigger picture, to understand why they used a particular word, and to ask for clarification if needed. Sometimes, I reflect back to the person what I think they said, to ensure that I have understood them correctly. This not only helps me to clarify any misunderstandings, but also shows the other person that I genuinely care about their perspective. It is through this process of collective clarity and connection that meaningful conversations can take place. By sensing and clarifying, I build bridges of understanding and empathy. I create an environment where people feel heard, valued, and respected. This not only strengthens relationships but also opens up possibilities for growth and collaboration. In a world where assumptions and projections often lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, the ability to sense and clarify becomes even more crucial. It allows us to break down barriers, to transcend differences, and to come together as a collective force for positive change. So let us embrace the power of sensing and clarifying. Let us strive to truly understand others, to go beyond the surface level, and to create connections that are built on empathy and respect. Together, we can create a world where communication is not just about speaking, but about truly listening and understanding. I don't engage in debate and protect my view. I reflect, inquire, and step into their shoes. Seeing myself as part of their world, not against their world. I don't engage in debate and protect my view. I reflect, inquire, and step into their shoes. Seeing myself as part of their world, not against their world. This mindset is crucial in today's society, where debate and argumentation have become the norm. Instead of engaging in endless debates where we defend our own views and attack others, we should adopt a more reflective and empathetic approach. When we engage in debates, we often focus on proving ourselves right and winning the argument. We become so fixated on defending our beliefs that we fail to truly understand the perspectives of others. However, by stepping back and reflecting on our own views, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the reasons behind our beliefs. In addition to reflection, inquiry is also essential. Instead of assuming that we have all the answers, we should approach discussions with a curious and open mind. By asking questions and seeking to understand the viewpoints of others, we can expand our knowledge and challenge our own assumptions. Furthermore, it is important to step into the shoes of others. By seeing ourselves as part of their world, rather than against it, we can develop empathy and compassion. We can recognize that everyone has their own unique experiences, beliefs, and perspectives. By putting ourselves in their shoes, we can better understand their motivations and reasons for holding certain views. Our culture often glorifies debate, valuing quick-witted arguments and persuasive rhetoric. However, this emphasis on debate often neglects the importance of deeper reflection and collective inquiry. We limit ourselves by relying solely on past experiences and existing knowledge, without tapping into the vast possibilities that lie within our collective creativity. By engaging from a deeper level, we can transcend the limitations of individual beliefs and expand our collective consciousness. We can move beyond the boundaries of hyper-individualism and embrace a more interconnected and inclusive worldview. If we are discussing topics or ideas that require a solution or problem to be solved, I lean into collective creativity and what is emerging in our field of discussion. When it comes to discussing topics or ideas that require a solution or problem to be solved, I firmly believe in the power of collective creativity and the emerging trends in our field of discussion. It is through this collaborative effort that we can truly tap into the depths of our collective knowledge and unlock innovative solutions. The 3 principles mentioned earlier, although not always applicable, have the potential to create a more connected and co-creative atmosphere during conversations. By embracing these principles, we not only gain access to each other's ideas, but also open ourselves up to the possibilities that arise from an expanded state of consciousness. It is in this state of presence and heartfelt connection that we can truly harness the power of our collective wisdom. However, it is important to note that achieving this level of connection requires intention, attention, and skill from all parties involved. It is not something that happens by chance, but rather a deliberate effort to create and hold a space where such deep collaboration can take place. It is not a failure if we don't always reach this level of connection, but the rewards of entering this space are truly remarkable. When we come together with the intention of collectively solving problems, we tap into a wellspring of creativity and inspiration. Each individual brings their unique perspectives, experiences, and expertise to the table, creating a rich tapestry of ideas and possibilities. It is through the synergy of these diverse voices that we can uncover groundbreaking solutions that may have otherwise remained hidden. In this co-creative space, the boundaries of what is possible expand, and we are able to think beyond the limitations of conventional wisdom. We challenge ourselves to explore new avenues, question established norms, and push the boundaries of innovation. It is through this process of collective creativity that we can truly make a difference and find transformative solutions to the challenges we face. As we engage in these discussions, it is crucial to cultivate an environment of trust and respect. Each participant must feel valued and heard, knowing that their contributions are essential to the collective effort. By fostering a sense of psychological safety, we create the conditions necessary for individuals to express their ideas freely and openly. It is in this atmosphere of mutual support that the true power of collective creativity can be unleashed. Final thoughts. In these final thoughts, I want to emphasize the importance of the ideas shared here and their potential to create a profound shift in how we engage with others and the world around us. Whether these concepts resonate with you or not, it is crucial to recognize that we have the power to transform our fast-paced, dehumanized, and disconnected ways of living into something more meaningful and fulfilling. The journey towards a more present, settled, and connected existence begins with a simple yet profound shift in mindset. It requires us to move away from the constant need to defend our own ideas and perspectives, and instead cultivate a genuine desire to understand and empathize with others. By doing so, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and create the space for true connection and growth. But this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and a commitment to continuous learning and growth. It is not enough to simply acknowledge the need for change. we must actively seek out opportunities to develop the necessary skills and knowledge to become agents of change ourselves. That is why I am excited to announce that this year and next, we will be offering a range of workshops, live discussions, and mini-courses designed to help individuals build these essential skills. These resources will provide a platform for deep exploration and practical application of the principles discussed here, empowering participants to become catalysts for positive change in their own lives and in the world. The stakes are high in our collective moment. We are faced with numerous challenges and uncertainties that require us to come together, to bridge divides, and to find common ground. It is no longer enough to passively observe or wait for others to take action. The responsibility to create the change we want to see rests firmly on our shoulders. But fear not, for we are not alone in this endeavor. By embarking on this journey of self-discovery and transformation together, we can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our individual spheres of influence. As we cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and others, we become beacons of inspiration, radiating positivity and compassion to those around us. So, let us embrace this opportunity for growth and change. Let us commit ourselves to the pursuit of knowledge, the building of essential skills, and the practice of empathy and understanding. Together, we can create a world where connection, compassion, and genuine understanding are the norm, rather than the exception. In conclusion, I encourage you to take the ideas shared here to heart. Reflect on how they resonate with your own experiences and aspirations. And most importantly, take action. Be the change you want to see in the world. Embrace the power within you to foster connection, understanding, and positive transformation. The time is now.